Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Just Red, where I am playing Final Fantasy XIV. It's been a hot minute since I played, since I needed to record for FF14. One of the things I've been doing off camera is sort of truly leveling up everything to, like, first 80 and then maybe 90. May as well make use of my, the daily roulettes and get some other bits with it while I'm at it. Anyway, one of the things that has happened in between the episode, or in between the sessions in any case, is that the game got another patch, and that patch introduced this quest, which allows you to change your fairy. So summon Celine is not a thing anymore. You just have to summon Eos. But we'll check this out. I've not done this quest before, not even on my main character, so... Lynn, how fortuitous. Might you spare a moment? Oh, jeez. Also, it's just... I totally forgot to mention it. Another slight little thing is that my entire setup has changed. Pretty drastically, mind you. So... you may notice some things, or maybe not. Who knows. Recently received word that you've been researching the Scholars of Nim at the behest of, of a Marauders Guild member. Is that right? I see, and as a result, you can now call upon a fairy to aid you. Fascinating. Might I trouble you to meet me downstairs in the practice area? There is something I very much wish for you to try. I cannot use a mant in this occasion. Good old Lim Salaminza. Oh, crap. Okay, sorry, that was another thing where I changed my setup and everything is weird now. My apologies for the wait. As for what you wish... Wait. Give me a moment to test something. I hope this works. As for what I wish for you to attempt, it is a technique similar to what you've employed with your Eggy. Son of a bitch. Okay. That doesn't work. Now would you be so kind as to call forth your fairy? Maybe I can just go over to the left side then. How charming! The tale's too little to capture its beauty. This fairy is no doubt manifested in the image of that which you most closely associate with fairies, but my research suggests this form is not immutable. Indeed, though a fundamental form may have been incorporated into the original incantation, with sufficient concentration, I believe it possible to supplant this form with the image of another entity. Try conjuring the fairy once more, this time with a carbuncle in your mind's eye. Remarkable, and with only a single attempt. Tutsi, my theory holds, meaning this transformation should be merely superficial, and has done naught to affect its capacity for healing. Very good. With that, we may conclude this little experiment. If you would follow me upstairs. So many tiny little things that I'm just like fumbling around with and putting correctly. Oh man. It's gonna take me a couple of episodes to... I think even more than a couple of episodes. It's gonna take me a while in general to really... get everything in order. Thank you again for your help, Lynn. That proved to be quite the spectacle. I should hope you make use of what we've learned here today. I dare say your fairy's appearance may be without limit. Quest complete. Your fairy's appearance can now be altered by using such pet glamour. For example, if you wish to change the appearance of Eos to appear as Ruby Carbuncle, use the text command /pet glamour Eos Ruby Carbuncle. For further details, enter /?/pet glamour. What? Let me go and actually test this out. No, pet glamour. Let's see. So. So I can glamour onto... So this is just like in general for summons too. You can do it the same for summoner. In any case, I can glamour like any of these things into Carbuncle, Emerald Carbuncle, Topaz Carbuncle, Ruby Carbuncle, Garuda Eggy, Titan Eggy, Ifrit Eggy, and Selene. Intriguing. Well, that's that then. I'm still gonna keep her as EOS because I feel like that makes the most amount of sense in my mind. It's also basically the character slash summon thing, fairy, that is quite active in the main quest. Alright, so I do remember last episode that we finished basically all of the side quests in Ishgard except for this one over here, which required me to go to, well, Azizla. So I guess we will see. Actually, I know exactly what dungeon this is. And I also know that this dungeon has a chance of dropping something that I would really want. Now, the last time I did a dungeon or a piece of content, I think I should just start from 0 in theory. However, I do think, there's a lot of thinking happening today, that I'm going to be doing this dungeon as a healer. Reason being is because there is a piece of healing gear in there that I really want. Ah, there you are then. I've been waiting for you. And so has an old friend of yours. Remember Gilly, don't you? I was feeling awfully lonely without her, so I snuck out the back door when the chief wasn't looking. But look at her now. Systems down, no power to utter even a single blip. Doesn't it just break your heart, Lynn? Left alone as a wasteland for thousands of years, just waiting for someone to help. And as soon as she's done her duty, clunk, tossed to the side like a rusty old suit of armor. Well, I won't stand for it. We won't stand for it. I'm going to bring Gilly back to life, and you're going to help me. At first, I had a mind to fix her up myself, but I fear she's proven beyond my abilities to repair. That's when I hit upon it. If we found a new body for Gilly, we could transfer her personality and memories right into it. It'd be like she'd never left. I know what you're thinking, and just where are we going to find this new body, Wedge? I've got 3 words for you, the Fractal Continuum. It's an old warship that was converted into a museum of elegant technology. If there's any place we can find a new body for Gilly, it'll be there. And it's just a short trip away by matter conduit 6-7 to boot. You'll go, won't you? For Gilly's sake? Do it for Gilly! Gilly or Jilly? You Jilly? And yes, I still have to finish, like, exploring this entire map, but we'll do that once we do the quests in this area. I do think I'll go and just, like, swap over to White Mage, although my glamours don't work in here. Well, I guess that's fine. I can just unlock this, then go to a Sanctuary and get my glam up. Oopsie. Transport is available from this location to the Fractal Continuum, the greatest storehouse of technological marvels in all of Alag. Blip blip, the Fractal Continuum is temporarily closed to tourists. Access is limited to those with level 3 security clearance or higher. Blip, unauthorized visitors will be removed via the Continuum's anti-intruders defense system. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy your visit. Fractal Continuum is now accessible. So since I am a healer, I kind of think that I should normally not have a bad time queuing up. It's a good thing that I need to do this as a healer. Means I don't have to queue up. Now, is my portrait like... I'm kind of wondering how this works now. So since I swapped outside, nah, it's still working. Okay. Dungeons, Heavensward, Fractal Continuum. And yeah. It's not an insta-pop, but whatever. I'll be right back. Alright. The timer was a lie. It's like 11 minutes or something. Oh well. This place has a jam. Click. I love the music in this place so much. This is also one of the biggest reasons why I like this dungeon. There's some stuff that you can read in this dungeon, just like in some of the other ones, but I'm just gonna leave that for what it is. Ah yes. A perfect time for me to cast a regen. I don't even think that I can I can't even begin explaining all the freaking things I have now compared to level 50. But most of playing White Mage at 60 is very similar to how I would play it at 50, the only difference being that now you have instacast, Cure 2s for free basically. One that you can use in between your global cooldowns and one that you can use while in the global cooldown. One that is just in the global cooldown. Another thing is Thin Air, which is this skill over here, which allows you to cast a spell without using any MP. You also have Ass Eyes, which does damage and also heals everybody around you, and restores some MP. It's an insta-cast, off global cooldown, so you can just use it whenever the hell you want to. Anything else that happens at 60? I don't think so. I think that is just about it. So in general, a really nice upgrade to the White Mage kit, comparatively to level 50. Anyway, first boss. Phantom Ray. Oh yeah, we also have a Silent, which is just a big regen. This guy does have a time burst, which I think he just used not too long ago, and then he has he's a rage wipe, which he just did. And it's been so long since I recorded. I'm really quite confused. After a while, he increases his damage. Just in general, gets damage stacks. He uses the same moves like always, where he uses either 2 attacks in front of him, in front or behind him, or to the side, and he just swaps between the two. Rapid Sever over here is a Tank Buster, or the thing that's the closest to a Tank Buster, I suppose. And I think that is just about it for this fight. In any case, don't remember there being anything else. There we go, another damage stack up. So he will slowly but surely become really difficult to do. It's kind of like a DPS check to a certain degree. All I can do is hope that one of these chests will have what I need. Or if I get it to drop at the end. I guess we'll have to see. I specifically went with healer so I could neither roll on it. It's a piece of pants, by the way, that I am looking for. This dungeon also kind of showcases the amount of biological experimentation that the Elegants have done. Which I suppose is nothing new. get this chest. I'm gonna go and do this, and holy spam! I've not had to use a single one of my flowers yet. For anybody who needs to refresh on the flowers, they just kind of like rebuild over time. Don't know the specific like time, but they come back basically. It's just free heals that come back every once in a while. And these normal dungeons, you're not really gonna like. You're not really gonna need them that much, I think, maybe, depending on your play, I suppose. Since I am a white mage, and you know, I like how I'm saying since I am a white mage because, you know, white mages, other white mages don't have this. Or, man, my mind, Jesus, I'm so sorry. I've not recorded in so long. And everything is just weird and different. I changed my entire room. It's weird. That and when I'm playing dungeons, I never really know like what I should focus on since there's so much happening usually. And I think I also mentioned this before, but basically ARR, like basically all the content in ARR I know pretty dang well. Except for, like no, yeah. It's like everything in ARR is fine. But once you go past ARR, which we, you know, are, my knowledge starts to wane. It's like stuff that I know, of like, do I know all of... I think I know like most of the mechanics of the bosses, that shouldn't really be too big of an issue. It's also usually not that complicated. But I can't really say like any other like interesting little tidbits about enemy encounters or whatever. Oh, I'm just gonna do a swing. That's an AoE around him. This orienting groan just knocks us around, then it's gonna dash through all four of us separately. Then the slash is a cone in front of him. Oh no, that is... Okay, no, that is not the cone. That is a line in front of him then. Okay. The swipe is the cone. There we go. So this is a cleave basically in front of him. You can avoid all of these attacks, since they are telegraphed. And all that jazz. Now he does this move, and the thing you're supposed to do to make him stop is free one of these experimentation things, and then he's gonna be like, ooh, that looks yummy! And then he's gonna eat it. You can kill it before he eats it, and then he doesn't get the healing either. It just like basically breaks him out of the concentration of the big attack. Which you want to have happen, because I'm not sure what it does, because I've never seen it actually hit me. But I somehow think it's probably gonna one-shot me, especially if you don't have a shield here. I could be wrong, however. Okay, we are actually gonna need the other dudes that are all around though. I think I'm DCing. Alright, here I fucking go. Just give it a second. There we go. And throw me out of the game, thank you. How many times am I gonna have this happen? How many years of my life am I going to lose from just DCing? I don't really understand why this keeps happening now. But I'm not the only one, apparently. There have been more problems with people randomly DCing, even if their internet is fine. But I don't think my internet is fine. I can say that with the utmost confidence that my internet is probably not fine. It has had some interesting things happen to it. Like, I've just always had, like, not always, but I've had some, like, hiccups lately. Quite literally and figuratively. Let's hope that I didn't wipe the people, because, you know, I am healing. I think that'll be fine, though. The enemies don't hit that hard, and the paladin can heal himself at this level. Anyway. Okay. God damn it. I hate this. Run! Let me also go and get a special coffer because I want that pants. Give me that pants. There's so many items. I'm probably not gonna get the pants. Got to hazard a guess. Anyway, here I am. Have no fear, cause I am here. After this hit. You know, I did kind of forget how much fun it can actually be to play White Mage. The thing is, I used to, like, basically despise healing for a long time. But now I've actually been fine with it. Even enjoying it to a certain degree. Okay. It's gonna... yeah, cutscene. Oh, jeez. Screen. I keep automatically going to the right. The thing that happened, by the way, like one of the big differences, is that now my monitor, my second monitor, is on my right side as opposed to my left side. So I have to reverse everything that I do, basically. Which is really, really screwing with me. In so many ways. Up, up. Up, up. Look at all these freaking objectives over here. Alright, the curator. So, what does the curator do? He spits, which I think is a kernel. Unholy, just good old great white damage. It's gonna summon the alarms, so we're going to put down, like, do the educator boot sequence thing, which will basically activate that one square. These are chemical explosive, which I think is a thing on somebody, and if you don't remove it, they're going to be a walking bomb and blow all of you away. And then he does the etherochemical explosives. No, that's the same thing from before. I thought it was going to activate the squares at some point. I know they can do it. There we go, the educator. And then it's going to just choose some random squares which are going to blow up. And any other ones that were created with the alarms are also going to blow up. So, if you don't kill the alarms, they're going to continuously create new squares. And also mines. Stand close to them and they will blow up, just like the avatar in A Realm Reborn. For, you know, anybody who's done that content, of course. The curate's almost dead, so it's not really worth taking care of the spiders anymore. To the left side, Fred. There we go. Listen to the whole da 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 da. Okay. I don't think I'm going to give you the commendation because you're the only one who stayed, and as expected, I didn't get the thing. Fucking ass. Okay. At least I don't think so, right? Nah. Is this for healing? Strength, vitality? No. So I didn't even get... Okay, so this is not like a leveling dungeon where you can get an item regardless of things. Yes. No. This is not a dungeon where you can... Like, I think because it is a 50-60 dungeon, it means that I cannot get... Wait, I want to see something. It's like after we beat the boss, where is that? Jeez. Okay, I got the curator card though. So, like my drop, my gear drop maybe, may have been changed with that. Which, you know, isn't bad really. May as well like start stocking up on triple triad cards for when I eventually do them. You're back in. Oh, did tell me you brought me a new natural? I've never seen that word before. Node constructed exosphere designed to contain an elegant system node. Why, that's a functioning Nacalifiers. Ever saw one? That'll do the trick, I'm sure of it. Blip. Auto-detecting newly installed natural detected. Reinitializing system settings. Initialization complete. Welcome to Az's Lab, Master Wedge and Mrs. Lin. Gilly, could it truly be you? Blip, the very same. Master Wedge and running at optimal efficiency thanks to my first full body overhaul in approximately 5 millennia. You really are too kind. Ah, that's my sweet little girl. Why, after all you did for us, it was the least we could do. I've got a favor to ask you, Lin. This might sound silly, but I want you to take Gilly with you on your adventures. I want her to see that there's more to our world than this etheric waste she's called home for thousands of years. Yes, I'd say our little girl's done enough guidance. From this day forward, she's an accompaniment node, and with you, she's going to go where no node has gone before. And then we get the accompaniment node. The minion. Okay, however, I am not done with that. I'm not done with that dungeon yet. I will, sure, I will be right back for you guys. I'm gonna be spending some time with trying to get this piece of thing before I forget where it is. Alright, after some toil and trouble, managed to get the thing that I wanted. Now, actually, I think I can get this relatively easily by swapping over to this, and then one of these items, this one over here. The thing that I managed to get, like, this is something that you could get in the Aurum Vale, but you couldn't dye it. So you can now get this thing in this dungeon, and then you can dye it. I like it as like a little piece of undergarment, I suppose. So yeah. Alright, that is done. I originally actually wanted to use it on my scholar, but I noticed that like if I do that, then I have like all of this freaking exposed leg. And there is not really anything that's like... At least not anything that I can get at the moment would be... like... There's nothing I could use as a replacement basically to like cover up most of this leg. So yeah. There you go. That is what my plan was and what I wanted to do. Okay, so we did the scholar thing which I wanted to do, and then we finished the final quest from Ishgard. Let me go and check Ishgard again. Just in case. While I yawn. As I am wont to do. Gods of Eld and Sky Pirates and a Gentleman thing. And then Uncertain Future is in... Okay, in the Fortin manner. Okay. Let's go to Curse's Western Highlands and start doing the quest over there. Ah. A load of quests. Have you ever been out to Oakham Landing? There's an old man there named Emond. He's my uncle and there's no good reason for him to be living out there with so many dangerous monsters. Do you think you might convince him to come here to Falcon's Nest and live here together with me? Whatever. It would be a fair side saver. Not really done that much reading lately, so you know, keep that in mind. Stolen goods. Out of word, you say? Nothing of the sort. I was simply thinking about something. The rebuilding of Falcon's Nest, in fact. The damage from the calamity and the freezing winds it brought with it was tremendous. Even the rats fled, driven out by the cold. With the imposter Guillaume dealt with, we can now move forward with the rebuilding of the fortifications. I'm truly delighted and proud to be a part of it, but it's no simple task. The heretics' various supporters are obviously still a major concern, and the high houses still have their squabbles and their disputes with the citizenry. Frankly, there's no end to the difficulties we face. Just yesterday, some valuable supplies went missing, stolen from within this very fortress, right beneath our noses. We've no leads, and we don't have the resources to scour the highlands looking for these supplies, but if you happen to see a group of suspicious-looking fellows carrying a large crate with them, it may well be our stolen goods. Please recover them for us. Mrs. Adair, I have a request to make, if I may. My men and I keep a keen and constant eye on the heretics, and there is one investigation we are currently on that we would like your help with. North of here lie the ruins of Hemlock. I have a man stationed at the gate there. Speak with him for further details. Oh, my baby, my poor, poor baby. How did you get up there? Oh, whatever shall I do? It's so high up. Please, somebody do something. You'll help me, won't you? Please, I promise you'll be repaid. Please save my poor kitten. Or kitty. Let me go down first. Please save my poor kitten, calls a dragon and flies away. Oh, how do you do there, dearie? Not many people have time to talk to someone like me. I wanted to go and visit my husband's grave, but my back is troubling me dreadfully. Do you have the time to do a kindness for a weary old woman? It would mean a lot to me if you could take these flowers to Gorgind Hill and Mills and place them on my husband's grave. I have 5 quests. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can finish this cat quest. Hello. The suspiciously curl-like kitten pounces into your arms. Do you have her? Do you have my dear, dear kitty? Quite sizable for a kitten. Something tells you that this may not be your ordinary pet. There you are, you silly little thing. You had me so worried. What, do you think my dear little kitty isn't really a cat? She's really a curl. To think I almost believed you for a second there. My dear little kitty isn't some man-eating monster. Just look at her. Look how cute she is. Well, that's a situation that's gonna unfold at some point in her life. Let's go and get the quest from the chef. You'd like to help out, would you? I suppose there is something you might be able to lend a hand with. We're rather short of foodstuffs. There's plenty of Steinbock wandering around just outside the fortress. Please slay a few of them and bring me their meat. I'd say 3 should be enough for the time being. It's horrible stuff. It's stuff like bootleather and it tastes like it too. But we can't afford to be picky around here, especially not with our food stores looking the way they do. Kind of wish that there wasn't a blizzard happening right now. We could enjoy the scenery a little bit more. Stolen supplies. God figure. There we go. Bum, 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 bum. Let me go and destroy some of these Steinbocks also. Midgardsormr. But kind of small. You know, compared to its actual size. They have the Steinbock meat. When dried and smoked, lean Steinbock meat will remain unspoiled in the cold curtain air almost indefinitely. We have it already? Marvelous. I'm sure you're wondering what I plan to do with something so unappetizing. It's really quite simple. I'm going to leave it outside until it's frozen right through. Falcon's Nest is one of Ishgard's first lines of defense against the Divinian horde. We need to resist the dragon's fierce onslaught, but we also need to outlast protracted sieges. Once frozen, this meat will last a very long time. It may not taste good, but it'll keep our troops fighting when the supply lines have been cut off. Thank you for providing it. Give me that bread. Look at this bread. Have you found the stolen supplies? Foodstuffs, medicines, and tools intended for use in a Falcon's Nest. Yes, this is the very crate that was stolen. This looks very much like the heretic's handiwork. But there's something in here that shouldn't be. A feather ornament? Whatever could it mean? Looks like a type of ornament that was popular in Falcon's Nest before the Calamity. The sort of thing is of no use here. A mere decorative trinket, but there is someone who might be interested in it. There's a humorless old man named Sigan who collects antiques from a small mountain village that used to be here at Falcon's Nest. I'm sure he'd love to take a look at something like this. Do you think you could do me a favor and take it to him? Did you want something? A simple pendant crafted from a thin leather strap and a single white Highland falcon feather. Ah, you used to see these all the time before the Calamity, back before Falcon's Nest ended up looking like this. This brings back good memories. You say it was left with supplies stolen by the heretics? Well, thank you in any case. More. Yeah, that's right, this was the big quest. That feather you gave me, I had not seen one of those in a long, long time. It brought back memories. The villagers here grew years ago around the barracks. The village here grew years ago around the barracks housing the Ishgardian scouting forces. May have been a small village, but it had a long and rich history. Being so close to the Divanian border, it had its fair share of legend and wisdom passed down from generation to generation. But after the Calamity and the freezing winds it brought, the whole village was lost to the ice. Thanks to House Samael, the fortress's reconstruction is progressing rapidly, but the village and all the belongings left behind in the Calamity's aftermath still lie deep beneath the snow. I'd wager that feather ornament you found was previously dug up around here. I seek out and collect relics from before the Calamity. Everyone is so focused on rebuilding, nobody seems to care but one jot for the past. I suppose I ought to get back out there and sift through those snowdrifts. If you find anything out there yourself, let me know. Of course there's 2 quests. Even if I had the time to head out there alone, I ran afoul of those beasts. If I ran afoul of those beasts, I wouldn't stand a chance. You see, one of the reasons I requested this posting was so I could recover my grandfather's belongings. They ought to be near the frozen docks of Camp Riverspeed. But things being busy as they are, I'm not at liberty to leave my post at the moment. What's worse, the area is absolutely teeming with monsters, so I can't send just anyone in my stead, but you look like you could handle yourself. Might you be so kind as to help me? Right. Snowdrift. Deja vu. I feel like I've been to this place before. Oh hi. Even with full level 70 gear, I still cannot one-shot these enemies. Heavensward enemies are tough. They're beefy, I've noticed. We actually found something. Farming instrument used in the 6th Asshole era by the residents of Falcon's Nest. Maybe you really know how I feel. Maybe you're just helping an old man out of pity. Whichever it is, I still owe you my thanks. I've never been happier than when they first started talking about rebuilding Falcon's Nest. I thought I'd finally have the old village back. Of course, ODC wasn't interested in the village at all. They just wanted their fortress. Now it's bigger and grander than ever before. The Falcon's Nest I knew, that small village I grew up in, it's been lying under all the snow ever since the calamity. All the villagers who could never return home, they've all had to move to the capital. It's for them that I'm still digging through all the snow, trying to recover that lost history. You're still looking to help out? I'm sorry, but there's not really anything we need. Wait, no. There is something you can do for me. So apparently someone saw a bunch of sorbets wandering around nearby. They aren't supposed to be sorbets living. There aren't supposed to be sorbets living around here. But if these rumors are true, we'll need to kill them off as quickly before they get out of hand. Please look into this for me. Whoever saw the creatures must be around here somewhere. See if you can find them and confirm their story. You were asking if I saw sorbets nearby. I'm curious to know what prompted you to ask such a question. Besides, nobody I tell actually believes me anyway, but I'm sure there were sorbets. I saw them wandering around Red Rim, just south of the Convictory. We can't just let them be. Those things multiply so quickly, so it won't be long before the snowfields are filled with those disgusting creatures. Please, kill some of them. Killing 4 should be good enough for now, just to keep their numbers down so they don't get out of hand. Right. And now we get to go a little bit farther. Father. Once again, an area with 1 Easter egg. You'll love to see it. A big open area with 1 Easter egg. So, you are the woman Sarah Redwald sent? Very good. We have received word that there are a number of heretics hiding in the ruins here. We suspect they are planning to establish a base of operations. Obviously, we cannot let that happen. We need you to infiltrate the ruins and confirm if the heretics are indeed hiding there. If they are, eliminate them. There should be 4 of them. Good luck. Heretic Maiden. Kind of forget that I have some of these other abilities. But I keep forgetting that I have like damage increasing stuff like Lance Charge. And all of that jazz. There we go. I actually tried to press the button to stun the enemy. However, I've not played... Like, I've not really needed to stun anything as a DPS in a long time. So I totally forgot that it was on this button. So I went with my usual button for that, but it failed. There we go. Who are you and what do you want? Get out of here. These days it's dangerous no matter where you go. This is my home. I have no intention of leaving it now. If we abandon every place we think looks dangerous, there'd be nowhere left to live. If you think this place is so dangerous, why don't you go and make it a little safer? Kill 3 of those Tursuses, and then we'll talk. Okay. Of course, this man also has a quest. Because why wouldn't he have a quest? Man, Dragoon is fun. It's so much fun. Come on. Oh, you actually went and killed them. Well, thank you. But I'm still not leaving. You go and tell that to my nephew. It's far safer out here than it is at Falcon's Nest. Okay, I'm gonna have to come back here to go and pick up this quest. I guess, you know, let's go back to Falcon's Nest. We're gonna go and finish off these 3 quests. And then we're gonna fly out and try to do the objectives of the other 2 and all that jazz. It's like, it's not gonna be perfect. Because I really don't know what all these quests are. Were you able to convince my uncle to leave that awful place and come and live here? So he truly has no intention of moving. That place is clearly very important to him. We should just have to wait and see. Please take this as a remuneration for your efforts. You may not have convinced him to leave, but at least you made him a little safer by dealing with some of the monsters. Campedito. Thank you ever so much for that, dearie. I'm sure my husband appreciated it. Well, that, or he's stirring in his grave shouting, "Do it yourself, you lazy hag." It used to be a great knight under House Tyrion there, you know. He was tutor to the house's heir, training him in the ways of combat. I was so proud of him having a job like that. And the heir himself was ever such a bright young lad, a genius if ever there was one. But one day the poor boy set out to see the realm and didn't come back. We never saw him again. After that, my husband just wasn't the same. He ended up stepping down from his position and cutting his ties with the nobility. He became a farmer and started to farm at Gorganga Hills. Gorgarn? I don't know. Mills, not hills. I think he just couldn't stand to be reminded of that boy every day he was at House Tyrion there. Thank you, Mrs. Adair. It seems you completed your mission without incident. Unfortunately, with each passing day, the heretics recruit more poor pawns to our contemptible cause. There are many forms of heretics. While some are men of true conviction, devoted to the Vanyan horde, others are simply criminals who banded together and decide they have no choice, no place in Ishgard. Whatever the reasons may be, I cannot condone their actions, though there is no denying that life in Ishgard can be hard. Greetings, Mrs. Adair. Thank you again for your earlier help. As it happens, I was hoping to enlist your aid once more. Several of the garrison here have fallen suddenly ill and with no obvious cause. If it is simple, but it's but a simple cold, then so be it, but I have a feeling there's something more sinister going on. I want to mount an investigation, but I simply do not have the men. If you could gather information from the troops manning the fort, it would be of tremendous assistance. Mysterious disease? Well, my comrade-in-arms was complaining of stomach pains after dinner last night, but I merely assumed that the meal disagreed with him. You're looking into the soldiers that fell sick of late. As it happens, my brother has been stuck in bed since last night. It's a pity. It was the first time in months that we've been able to share a meal together. I'm starting to see a pattern. You want to know about the sickness that's been going around lately? Well, my colleague's been bedridden since dinner last night, and he won't stop moaning about it. I'll admit the soup was pretty flavorless, but he could stand to be a little less dramatic about it. Soup! What news have you of this mysterious illness, Mrs. Adair? I see, so each person that fell sick did so after eating dinner. Every meal served here at Falco's Nest is prepared, or at least overseen by Noir Terrell, the head chef. I find it hard to believe that he would let something this severe go undetected, but we cannot ignore the facts. Pray ask Noir Terrell what he has to say about this. Find out whatever you can. We must determine what is behind this. Yes, do you want something? Just what are you trying to imply? I take my work very seriously, and I certainly wouldn't do anything to breach the trust of the troops I'm responsible for feeding. I'll admit some folk don't care for my traditional Curtin cooking, but the ingredients are of the highest quality. I check them every morning. The only thing I can't vouch for is the wine. I don't drink, never touch the stuff. Perhaps the wine is the problem. We'll need to check the bottles to be sure, but I've already returned them to the settler. Quickly go and get them back before you leave. They should still be at the airship landing. Looking for wine bottles? The ones from last night will be around here somewhere. Any older than that and they'll all have already been collected. Do you have the bottles? Enough wine was stored in this box to render a whole company of knights merry, or a single knight blind. Marvelous. Let's see if anything smells out of the ordinary. Sniff, sniff. Something is definitely amiss. Only a trained nose like that of an expert chef would be able to pick it out, but this wine has been tampered with. I suggest you take this bottle to Redwald. I'm all but certain that last night's wine is behind the sick soldiers. Ah, you have returned. Was Noir Terrell able to shed any light of the situation? One whiff is all that is needed to realize something is slightly off-kilter with this bottle's contents. What? He thinks the wine caused the sickness? 7 hells. Must have been poisoned. You have my thanks, Mrs. Adair. Now that we know the cause of this illness, there's only one thing left to do. Burn the witch! We may have confirmed that poison was causing the illness that struck the fort, but there's still one thing left to do. Find those responsible for this reprehensible crime and bring them to justice. Oriane is in charge of logistics here. I suspect that if you show her this bottle, she should be able to tell you where it came from. Hello there. Is there something I can help you with? Bottle. What, the wine was in the that was in this bottle is the cause of the sickness plaguing the fortress? Our records should show where it came from, but sorry, who handled it? And wait. The crate of supplies that you recovered from me previously, that one had been stolen by heretics. It was full of wine. I'm almost certain that this bottle was in that crate. I'd wager that those heretics poisoned the wine, counting on us to recover it. As a matter of fact, I've been looking into that case lately. It seems that the culprits had accomplices. They have been seen several times at Camp's Rivers meet lately. I wouldn't be surprised if they're still looking for another opportunity to poison us. See if you can press them for any information. Report to Redwald with anything you're able to find out. Yeah, my friends, I think with that we're gonna go and just leave it here. The next episode we're gonna go back into the frozen wastes and do even more stuff for these people. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Just Fred where I was playing. Not Octopath. Final Fantasy 14. And next episode we're gonna go and well, continue with the side quests. Goodbye.